Hey everyone, we're Dayne and Jo, and for the past 4 years, we've been living and traveling in our self-converted Sprinter van, Luna.
And while we absolutely love this lifestyle, this week we thought we'd share with you our top 10 reasons as to why sometimes van life just kind of sucks.
So let's get into it.
Starting with our bathroom situation, we just don't have one, so we're constantly searching for public bathrooms, but the reality of it is we do not always have access to a public toilet or even an outhouse, so we have to resort to our emergency pee funnel and our handy dandy poop shovel. I've got to say, if you are not comfortable with pooping in public or going for a team pee with your dog in the woods, then van life just might not be for you.
So something you're probably not thinking about as much when you live in a house is your basic needs, which kind of comes down to utilities. The van is built to be off-grid, so that means we have a limited supply of both electricity and water. We have 21 gallons of fresh water on board, so that means we're always thinking about how much we have, how long we can go until our next fill up, where our next fill up's going to be. We also have 200 amp hours of lithium ion batteries, which charge mainly by solar panels and our alternator while we drive. We do have shore power, but we don't generally use it as much, but this means that we're always very conscious about how much power we have, how much we're using, and really what we can charge. If we have a couple of cloudy days, we really do have to be conservative with what we're using our electricity on, as it's not the biggest battery bank.
Because society does not typically cater towards the nomadic lifestyle, most things in life require a mailing address, which can be really annoying when it comes to legal documents such as insurance and taxes. But we have figured out a couple ways around this. In Canada, we use flex delivery PO boxes, and in the States there is general delivery, both of which are awesome when you know that you will be in a certain area for a longer period of time, or if you can time it up well and you know that you will be in a certain location in the future. However, the timing does not always work out. Not every company delivers to these services, and so sometimes it just gets a little tricky.
Living in a tiny van means limited storage in every aspect of life, like our tiny fridge, which means that we have to do grocery runs every couple of days. We can't really buy in bulk. We can't do meal prep. We have a tiny freezer, so it just kind of really complicates food.
Aw, buddy, you giving Dad a cuddle? Dad is supposed to be recording things.
Yes, well, he's like, I'm more important. Pay attention to me.
Considering our van is the size of some walk-in closets, you can imagine we don't have a lot of storage space for clothes. We each get one side of this cupboard and a little bit underneath the bed. So when it comes to clothes, especially in the shoulder seasons where one day it's both really cold and really warm, things tend to overflow a bit and really just make the van quite messy.
Because it is such a small space, every nook and cranny of this van is lived in. This means that things can get messy really quick. And then you add a dog into the mix and we are constantly sweeping the beach, the forest, or whatever from wherever it is that we're parked back out of the van. When you live in 60 square feet, you do everything you can to open up the space, which is why I chose white and bright for most things in the van. But with that comes scrubbing paw prints, footprints, fingerprints, and just about everything else off of your white walls, furniture, and sheets.
Another big one for us is overnight parking. And although we are lucky enough to open our doors to the most beautiful scenic spots a lot of the times, that just isn't always the case. Especially when you're driving through big cities, you're always trying to avoid the no overnight parking or no camping signs, which means you are sleeping in Walmart parking lots or you're stealth camping on a neighborhood side street. And this often leaves you going to bed fearing the dreadful knock in the middle of the night.
Sometimes living in a van means getting dirty looks, overhearing unkind conversations, or just being told to move along from a place where any other vehicle would be parked as well. And although we get that not everybody loves the lifestyle and that not everyone within the lifestyle is always respectful, we do our best to be mindful of where we are and the environment that we're in, and so sometimes getting thrown into that negative stereotype automatically specifically can weigh a little bit heavy on you.
A lot of what we've already talked about falls under this category, and it's decision fatigue. When you are on the road, constantly moving from place to place, you have to decide every day where you're going, where you're getting water, where you're getting food, where you're sleeping. And after a while of having no proper routine and having to make these decisions every day, it really just gets tiring. I especially found this at the end of our Baja trip, coming back through the States. I was just exhausted at making decisions every day.
Living in a van often means that you just don't shower every day. And most people in the van life community would agree that ocean dips and lake swims count as full showers, and baby wipes become your new best friend. We do also have this solar shower, but it really only holds enough water for a quick rinse per person and is only enjoyable when it's hot out, so it's just not an everyday thing that we use. Because we've slowed down in one area, we do actually have memberships to our local community center, which has been such a treat. But every public shower is different, and a hot, pressurized shower is not always guaranteed.
Every heat wave and every cold spell is that much more extreme when you're living in a van. In the summer times, it can hit plus 40 degrees Celsius, and it doesn't matter what you do. Doors open, fan on, lying in your underwear, and you're just there sweating. But on the flip side, in the wintertime, if it hits like negative 30 degrees Celsius, you'll have the doors closed, well-insulated van, heater running, but as soon as you open that door, you lose all your heat real quick and it gets really cold. So when you're living in a van, you just really feel the extreme temperatures and weather.
That's a wrap on the not-so-glamorous side of van life. Obviously, we absolutely love this lifestyle, and we've been living it together for the last 4 years.
For us, the pros heavily outweigh the cons, and we see ourselves living this way for the foreseeable future. Hope you guys got a good laugh out of this or got some good information.
And as always, we love you, we appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.
I think that worked, right?
I think so.
Okay, that's a wrap. We done. We're done. We're done.
Yay!
We're done.